The next type of policy I wanted to focus on is monetary policy. Okay, now the two main components of monetary policy are interest rates and money supply. So these are adjusted to influence the economy. What we have are two different types of monetary policy. We have expansionary monetary policy, which involves Bank of England reducing interest rates and/or us looking to increase our money supply. We have contractionary monetary policy, which is the exact opposite of expansionary. So this time we look to increase interest rates and/or reduce money supply. It's going to once again draw in this top corner the economic cycle. We have our trend rate of economic growth and we have our economic cycle. Again, what we're trying to achieve is economic stability. We want to achieve the trend rate of economic growth, the green line on the diagram here. We don't want these peaks and we don't want these troughs. Expansionary monetary policy will be used to bring us up from number 2 back towards the trend rate. Contractionary monetary policy is used to take us back down to the green line as the economy overheats. So let's think about how we can show these two in graphs. So we'll show an expansionary monetary policy diagram and we'll show contractionary monetary policy diagram. So we have real GDP on the horizontal axis, price level on the vertical. Again, we have our LRAS. That's the maximum that our economy is capable of achieving. It's our production possibility boundary. Our bathtub is now full of water. If the economy is down here, we can see that we are nowhere near our production possibility boundary. This is likely to occur at number 2 on the economic cycle in a trough. We can see that the economy has got very low output, probably has high unemployment and inflation way below the Bank of England's target of 2%. The economy needs a quick pick-up. We can see that if we can increase AD to AD1, we can straight away increase output and address the problems of very low inflation in the economy. This can be done through expansionary monetary policy. We know that AD is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. If we lower interest rates, it means that the return on savings is now lower. This means that more people, rather than save their money, would rather spend it. This means that the marginal propensity to consume will increase and the marginal propensity to save will decrease. This leads to higher consumption. Now investments, banks, businesses and people often need to borrow money from banks to obtain the finance to invest into their businesses and to buy houses and buy expensive products. If interest rates are low, then the cost of borrowing is less. Therefore, low interest rates mean people would rather borrow to spend in the economy. Again, this will increase investment. We can see that these will create positive multiplier effects. More investment, more consumption will mean more employment. More demand means price levels will start to pick up again. Let's think now about contractionary monetary policy. So again, real GDP on the horizontal axis and price level on the vertical. LRAS, the maximum potential of our economy. If we've got an equilibrium point here, we can see that the economy is very, very close to its maximum potential. We're not that far below Y star. We're heading towards number 1 on our economic cycle. At this point, we know that we're going to start to get very high rates of inflation. This is bad for the economy in the future as price levels start to increase, our competitiveness falls, and then eventually we head back towards a recession. So to avoid this problem, we look to lower aggregate demand down to AD2. We're trying to stop the economy from overheating. We know that AD is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. If interest rates are increased, then it means that the cost of borrowing becomes more expensive. This in turn will mean that businesses and people are less likely to want to borrow money to invest in the economy, so investment falls. It also means that the return on savings increases, so people would rather save their money than spend it. It also means people with variable rate mortgages find their repayments increase. This reduces their disposable income, which reduces their consumption, therefore aiding in the economy. We can see that when we contract the economy, we're taking the plug out of the bathtub. We're letting some of the water out. This in turn will mean that economic growth will fall. Employment might fall as well, unfortunately, creating higher unemployment, but it will tackle the problem of growing inflation in the economy. Now, both of these two policies, again, are only short-term policies. If we do too much expansionary monetary policy, we head towards a boom. We know that creates problems of lack of spare capacity, which forces up inflation. If we do too much contractionary, we can see economic growth keeps on falling, might become negative, so we head towards a recession. We might start to get deflation in the economy, and unemployment will start to increase. So again, these are only short-term policies to bring the blue economic cycle back towards a trend rate. At number 1, we need to use contractionary monetary policy. At number 2, we use expansionary. But as soon as we get back towards that green line, we stop. When we're on the green line, there's no need to use this policy to influence the economy. It's designed solely to keep us on that trend rate of economic growth.